What's up? It's Damon here. Alright, so today's topic, we are going to talk about what the most important thing is that you should be focusing on week after week after week after week. What do you think that is? What do you think you need to be spending more time on, being more disciplined with, and being consistent with every single week? You want to know what that is? You want to know where you're blowing all your hard work? You want to know why you show up Monday looking worse than you did on Friday? Because you're blowing it on the weekends. You're blowing it. Look at this. Okay, go to any gym on a Friday. Okay, go to any gym on a Friday. When you show back up to your gym on Monday, I want you to look at the same people who show up there every day. What do you see? What do you see? What do they look like? What do those people look like that you saw on Friday? For the most part, most of them look fatter on Monday than they do on Friday. Why is that? Why do people always look fatter on Monday than they do on Friday? Because they blow it every single weekend. The typical person is great Monday through Friday afternoon, and then what do they do? What do they do? They go out to eat. They go out to eat, okay? They go out to eat on Friday. Then guess what happens? Saturday comes. They sleep in. Then what do? Then they go out to eat again. Then guess what happens on Sunday? They go out to eat again. So guess what happens? They spend all week long eating healthy and hitting the macros and training. And then Friday blew it, Saturday blew it, Sunday blew it. Then guess what? Guess what happens on Monday? Yep, you guessed it. Fatter on Monday. Because they blew it over the weekend. So the reason I'm making this video is because I'm trying to educate you and inform you and make you aware that this is how the average gym goer blows their results. This is why the average gym goer doesn't ever make any progress. Okay? Ever. Because their weekends, they're blowing all their hard work and voiding out all the hard work. So what is the solution? What is the solution to fixing your weekends so that way you can actually make progress week after week after week after week after week? What should you be doing better? What do you need to do so that way you can make progress all the time? Okay, think about these things. How could you be doing this better? Okay, how? I'm gonna give you a few tips, all right? Here's the deal. If you want the body, you want to be lean, you want to be ripped, you want to be shredded, you want to look good, you want to feel good all the time, here's the reality. You have to live your life thinking 3-5 steps ahead at all times. At all times. And those 3 to 5 steps always revolve around two things. Number one, what you eat. And number two, what you're going to do with your time. Meaning your workouts. Okay? So, would you like to know a few tips? Actually, let me back up a little bit. Do you know why the body stores fat? Want to know why the body stores fat? It's real simple. Anytime you overconsume calories, all right? If your body is burning, I'm just giving an example. If your body burns 2,000 calories a day, ladies, okay? If your body burns 2,000 calories a day, if you eat any more than that, you eat this much, that excess gets stored as body fat. That's how you get fat, period. Okay? Overeat, get fat, period. All right? So how does the body lose fat? I'm going to break this down dummy style. How does it break fat? Real simple. Burn, eat. Okay? You eat less, burn a lot. That gap right there forces your body to dig into fat to make up the energy deficit. You create a calorie deficit. That's what that's called. Also known as deficiting for my clients. All right? Yes, I made that shit up. All right? So here's the reality. The reason why most people blow it on the weekends is because they burn. Actually, their burn is usually low because most people don't train on the weekends. Then they eat. Then they eat. Then they eat. And they drink alcohol, and they drink alcohol, and they drink, and they eat. Guess what? Fat, fatter, fatter, fat. Monday, you show up looking like shit. All right, so how do we prevent that? How do we prevent that? Let me give you a couple tips here. Would you like a couple tips on how to rule your weekends so that way you can master your physique and you can make progress every week? Would you like to know some tips? Because I'm about to give you two really simple ones. All right? Now, number one, you should always, this isn't the tip, but I'm just telling you number one just because. Okay? Always, you should always know exactly what you're putting in your mouth. Always account for everything that you have. But on a whole nother story, here's the deal. When you know that you are going to be going to dinner, all right? We all love to eat out, okay? I love to eat out too. I just eat out smart. And I'm going to teach you a little trick right now on how to do it the smart way, all right? So, when you eat out, you know you're going to eat out. Say you have friend's birthday party, okay? What should you do to prevent your body from, or so that way you're not giving into the cravings and all the stuff that you're going to see and smell at the restaurant? What should you do? Before you even go, what should you do? I'm going to tell you 3 things right now. Would you like to know 3 things you should be doing every single time before you go to any party, any social event, anything? Would you like to know these 3 things? Real simple. Number 1, always make sure that your water intake is adequate. You need to make sure you're drinking, depending on your size and your activity level, anywhere from 1 to 3 gallons a day of water. Yes, I said 1 to 3 gallons. Yes. Okay? And that's number 1. The reason is because if you are dehydrated, even a little bit, it's going to cause you to have carb cravings. Guess what's going to happen when you go to dinner? You're going to want to eat every damn thing in sight. Okay? So drink your fucking water. All right? Number 2, which is really, this is a given. You should be doing this every day anyway. Number 2, always work out first thing every weekend. Okay? I don't give a shit you're off work. Get your ass out of bed and go train first thing in the morning. Every day you train. You got to get your calorie burn up. Especially if you know you're going to be socializing and going to dinner. Calorie burn up, because if you don't get your calorie burn for the day up, guess what? Your calorie burn's only here. What happens whenever you eat more calories? Hello? What happens? Yes, you get fat. Yes or yes? Exactly. Okay. So, train. That's the other thing. Always train first thing in the morning. So water, train. Next thing, before you go to the event. Before, what did I just say? Before you go anywhere, and I mean right before you go. For instance, you got dinner at 7, you're doing this at 6:30, okay? What is that thing? What am I about to say? If you're one of my clients, you already know this. This is one of our strategies. This is why everybody gets ripped, all right? Number 1, actually, I don't know why I'm numbering it. This is what you need to do before you go, all right? Always eat before you go. Always eat before you, what did I just say? Always what? Always what? Yes. Always eat before you go. So what do you eat before you go? What do you eat before you go? Protein and veggies. Okay? Eat like a big steak and lots of broccoli. All right? Or some chicken thighs, something that's high in protein, high in fats, and then also lots of greens. Why do we do this? Why? What happens if you eat before you go? What happens? Guess what? You're not going to be hungry. So guess what happens? Guess what happens when you get there? You're going to order smart. You're not going to give in to the cravings. You're not going to be tempted to eat shit you shouldn't be eating. Wow, it's fucking magic. Oh my goodness, you're so genius. I know. That's why I get paid the big bucks. All right, so what are the 3 things again? You got to make sure you're always what? Hydrated. Okay? Number 2, what do you got to do? Get your ass out of the house and go work out. Get your calorie burn up. What's number 3? Yes, that's right. Eat before you go. What are you supposed to eat? What are you supposed to eat? Protein and veggies first. And then even when you go to the restaurant, you're not even going to be hungry, but just order something just so you look like you're socializing. Just order like a grilled steak and some steamed veggies. Keep it simple. All right? Now, for those of you who are drinking, what should you be drinking? What should you be drinking? Okay, number 1, You got to make sure you always, before you drink, you do the PVF, protein and veggies first. Always PVF. Okay? But when you drink, what should you be drinking? And this should be on a very rare occasion, not all the time. All right? What? The smartest things to be drinking. Straight alcohol. Why? Why do we only drink straight alcohol? For one, low calories. Number two, doesn't have added sugar and all the bullshit in it that's going to make you crave more stuff. All right? Which brings me to a whole nother topic. Okay? What are the 2 ingredients you need to avoid all the time? And I say all the time, I mean all the time. What are the 2 ingredients? What are the 2 ingredients that if you avoid them, you will be able to stay on point all the time? But if you don't avoid them, you're going to have cravings all the time. Okay, what are those 2 ingredients? Oh, good answer. Good answer. Yes, sugar and flour. That's right. Avoid those all the time. That's why we avoid the fruity drinks. That's why we avoid the fruity margaritas. That's why we avoid the fried stuff, you know, with all the battered crap and shit like that, and all the bread and the pasta and all that bullshit. Avoid it. Avoid it. And the reason we avoid it is why? Because it causes cravings. What happens when you get cravings? What happens? Yep, that's right. You make poor choices and you overeat. Then what happens the next day? What happens the next day if you would give in to your cravings for these addictive foods today? What happens tomorrow? Yep, you're going to have cravings tomorrow. Then guess what's probably going to happen? Probably going to overeat again. Okay? So the smartest way of dealing with your socializing situations is to avoid sugar and flour. Yes, all the time. All the time. There's no reason to eat them ever. Okay? You can socialize, you can have fun, you can do these things without eating trash and trash in your body. So if you do these things, you'll be able to socialize and you'll be able to get away with it and you'll be able to make progress week by week. Isn't that what you want to do? Wouldn't you like to make progress week by week? Or would you like to be one of these average Americans that shows up fatter on Monday every week? Would you want to be one of those? Your choice. You get to choose. Remember that. You get to choose. You choose what goes in your mouth. You choose what you do with your time. You choose who you socialize with. So that's a whole nother topic that I can make a whole nother hour-long video on. But to make that short, surround yourself with successful people. Dump your fat friends, dump your unmotivated friends, and find fit people who are ambitious, who are going to raise you to another level. It's one of the success hacks. Okay? All successful people know this. So if you want to be successful physically, financially, in your business, surround yourself with people who are already like that or on the way to that. All right? So that is your lesson for this week. So remember, water and workout and what else? What are you supposed to eat first before you go anywhere? Yes, PVF, protein and veggies first, baby. So think about that. I want you to ask yourself something right now. What would happen if you followed these directions every day or every weekend? If you actually listened to what I just said right now, these tips that I just gave you, what would happen if you followed them every single week? What would happen in 4 weeks? What would happen in 6 weeks? What would happen in 12 weeks? How would you look year round? You look fucking awesome. You'd be lean. You'd be shredded. You would look incredible. So what are you going to do right now? What are you going to do today? So that way you can live and have the body and life that you want. What are you going to do? You're going to fucking follow directions. That's what you're going to do. And that's your lesson for this week. You're welcome.